Hey, what's going on, guys? It's a little bit of everything here. Today, I just wanted to talk a little bit about my story here and maybe do like a prison story of some sort. So, first things first, we got to get into whenever I first started using drugs. I was probably about 10 years old. I was drinking and drugging, and then at the age of, well, that pretty much ruined my life. Had a few kids, and at the age of 19, I ended up, wow, I think maybe been 18. I got arrested and I was charged with dealing methamphetamine. I was charged with dealing other narcotics as well. And then I got a sentence of 7 years, suspend one, 6 to 4.5 was my total sentence. But I just want to talk about maybe some of the stories. So let's initially start whenever I first got arrested. So the cops knocked on my door, and my boy was there, my son. He was there, and the cops were like, "Is your name so and so?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's my name." And he's like, "When's your birthday?" I told him my birthday, and he was like, "Well, we have," I think he said 6 warrants for my arrest. Which at that point I was like, "Oh no, what'd I do?" So he said, "Do you have anything on you?" And this was right before my life was just in complete shambles, and I was just not even caring about life anymore, just using, and there was nothing else to do at that point in my life was just to use. But get a sip of water here. So what happened was the cop said, "Do you have anything on you?" And I was like, "I got some cocaine on me." That's what I told him. And he was like, "All right." So he gets it. I had little. I remember I had a green and gray little sweater, real like lightweight sweater, and it was down in my zipper pocket here. And he was like, "What's this?" He pulled out a little bag. I was like, "Yeah, that's drugs or whatever." And they put me in the cop car. At this point, I'm not in handcuffs. I am under arrest though, so I'm in the cop car. I go down to the police station. I get in there, and then the cop tells me uh, what I'm getting charged with and all that stuff. This was before like the whole 9.5 months I was locked up in jail before I went to prison. But so while I was in there, he was reading me my rights, my Miranda rights. He read those to me, and then he said, he told me my bond. My bond was $50,000, and that's a surety bond, so that means I needed 50 grand to get out of this whole situation for the time before I went and got sentenced by the judge and figured out what I was going to do my time with. So I ended up going to the drunk tank, and I seen someone that I knew in there, and he was like, "What the heck? What are you doing here, man?" And I was like, "Well, this is what happened, dude. I'm done for. I got caught. I know what I did. I didn't know who initially set me up. Confidential informant, whoever set me up, not sure. And at that point, I didn't know. But then later on, I was like walking around the jailhouse, and I was like, man, I know who did it, you know. But it's whatever. It was well needed. So at that point, I'm sitting in the drunk tank, and I'm, up for, I don't know, a week or more at this point, just getting messed up, using everything I can, not caring about nothing, not even about my own life or my family or nothing like that. And I pressed this little button. They have little buttons with like microphones, a speakerphone or whatever. So I pressed it and I told one of the guards, I said, I want to kill myself, you know. And what he did was, he's like, "Oh, I'm not playing with that, you know." And he was like really upset with me, rightly so, because I was acting a fool. So he ended up dragging me out of the jail, out of the drunk tank, and he told me, "Go in the bathroom, strip down, make sure you don't have nothing on you, whatever." And they have like this little box, and he put me in this little box, and the box is big enough for me, obviously, but it's completely padded. It's a completely padded room. I had to eat my food with like literally they gave you no forks, no spoons, nothing like that. So they give me a tray of lasagna, and I would have like these little cutout cardboard knives. It was just like square cardboard piece that they cut off from another cardboard tray, and I was scooping food up like that, like eating like an actual animal. And while I was in there, I was having completely crazy thoughts. My mind was racing a mile a minute. I didn't know what was going on, but I was in it for a total of like 6 or 7 days. I didn't have no books. I only had food, water, and I had a shower that was recorded the whole time. I mean, I was recorded 24/7 surveillance. And at my 7th day mark, they finally let me out because I was finally coming down off of everything. And I get put into another cell. Yeah, this is a different cell by myself. I'm not in general population yet. And while I'm in there, I started reading this book called Fahrenheit 457. And I was just reading it, and I was thinking, like, how's my life gotten to this point? So I was reading it or whatever, and I hear like these guys screaming and stuff like that. This dude's talking about how he is like something to do with a murder case or something. I don't know if he was from where I'm from or not, but they were talking about that. But I was sitting in there, and I was just sitting there, and they said it's chow time. That's what they say, which is like never lose my mind. The sound of bar cells clanking or anything like that, or the chute opening and things like that. But he threw my food in there. I ended up eating it, and then I made I was praying. At this point, I think I was praying. I'm not sure, but I just began to work out. I was working out all the time, and lo and behold, I finally get to general population. Whenever I get in there, there's a few guys I know in there, a few guys I don't know in there. So, whenever I initially got into population, I called my family. That's the first thing everyone probably does whenever they get locked up. If you have family, that's what you're going to do. You're going to call your family, and that's exactly what I did. Get on the phone. Excuse me. I get on the phone. I talk to my mom and my dad and say, hey, this is what's going on. I've been a bad boy, more or less. And so at this point, I'm starting to realize that, wow, I'm really in this situation. How did I get to this point? Why did I never decide to get sober? And how did I ever let my life crumble into these little pieces of just a giant mess? And why did I not try and mend it back together at any point in my life? So I'm sitting there, and while I'm sitting in there, I meet all these new guys, all my new bunkies. So we're in a 4-room, 4-man cell. We're in there, and it is the most. It's like complete. It's night and day. The windows are all blocked off, and you can't see out of them. There's one TV, one person controlled the remote, so you're pretty much watching whatever they were watching. We had like these little tablets and stuff like that in there, but it wasn't the greatest time, I'll tell you that. I mean, I worked out a lot while I was in jail, and there was a lot of things that happened while I was in there. But so whenever I got there, obviously someone's gonna want to try you, want to see if you have heart, is what they call it in the joint or prison or whatever. They just want to see if you have heart. Like, they're gonna try and take something from you, or they're gonna try and see if you stand on your own 2 feet. Because if you don't, then you're gonna be labeled as a target. It's just how it is. And then it's just a giant world of a mess, pretty much. But that's pretty much the beginning of my sentence. It was in March 18 or March 18th, 2018 or something like that. That was the beginning of my sentence. I have a lot more stories from prison and from jail and things like that. But oh yeah, one more thing. As soon as I got in there, I ended up making my mat and everything like that. And I walked in there, and there was a dude in there that was using shower curtain to sew socks together and things of that nature. So there's a lot of very intelligent people in there. I mean, you find ways to live life in an environment like that. And even though I was only 19 years old, there was also younger kids than me in there, which was even crazier because, like, why would this person even be in there? But a lot of us have a hard upbringing or whatever, and that's kind of where I stand with that. But this is only episode 1. I got a lot more episodes. I got a full journal, years worth of stuff that I could talk about. And I just wanted to get that out there on this channel. I know it's just been a little bit of everything, but that's why I made the channel. If you guys like it, just holler at me or whatever. Subscribe. That'd be cool. But I just think anyone who ever watches this video, I hope that I could be an inspiration to anyone who is watching this, because that's my ultimate goal, is to be an inspiration for the ones who think that they can't do it, because I was in such a bad spot and I got out of that. So peace out and have a good day.